Welcome, brave viewers, and for those of you who may have clicked on this video unintentionally, thank you. Today we're diving into the long, twisting, occasionally spooky, and often unintentionally hilarious world of paranormal investigation. It's a journey filled with eccentric Victorian mediums who were either very talented or great at party tricks, enthusiastic modern ghost hunters, and technological inventions that range from ingenious to somebody really built that? Yep, it's filled with gadgets that beep at absolutely nothing, yet convince us that something is in fact there. And investigators who run toward creepy sounds in the basement when most rational people would do what rational people do: start stepping. So let's explore how ghost hunting became the wonderfully weird field it is today, sometimes through imagination and often through a little bit too much candle wax. Let's go. Paranormal investigation, the attempt to explore what lies beyond our everyday perception, has captivated humans for centuries. Ghosts, spirits, poltergeist, and unexplained phenomena have haunted our folklore, our stories, and our imaginations. But the organized pursuit to study these mysteries, to document them, and even to prove or disprove their existence, has a history as fascinating as the phenomena themselves. It all began in the Victorian era, a time when society was obsessed with death, mourning, and the afterlife. Funerals, elaborate mourning rituals, and a fascination with the unseen made spiritualism, the belief that the living could communicate with the dead, enormously popular. Mediums held séances in candlelit parlors, promising messages from deceased loved ones. Some were sincere, some were clever entertainers, and some were outright frauds. Among the most famous figures of this area was Daniel Douglas Home, a Scottish medium known for levitation and moving objects without apparent physical contact. His demonstrations drew crowds across Europe, and even royalty reportedly attended his séances. Meanwhile, in America, the Fox sisters from New York claimed in 1848 that they could communicate with spirits through mysterious rappings on the floor. Their acts ignited the spiritualist movement across the United States. Years later, the sisters admitted the sounds were faked, produced by cracking their joints, then recanted and claimed it was all very real. But by then, the fascination with ghosts and spirits had already taken root. During this time, another fascinating phenomenon emerged: spirit photography. Photographers claimed they could capture images of ghosts on film, often appearing as faint translucent figures hovering behind the living. Techniques like double exposure allowed clever manipulation, and some images were entirely fabricated. Yet many people were convinced of their authenticity, sharing and displaying them as tangible evidence of the afterlife. Spirit photography brought the supernatural into the physical realm, captivating believers and igniting skepticism alike. As the 19th century gave way to the 20th, paranormal investigation began to adopt a more systematic, quasi-scientific approach. In 1882, the Society for Psychical Research was founded in London to study ghosts, poltergeists, and psychic phenomena with rigorous documentation. Among the most famous cases was Borley Rectory, often called the most haunted house in England, where investigators reported footsteps, objects moving, and ghostly apparitions. Harry Price, a leading British investigator, documented many of these claims using notes and early photography, though he was sometimes accused of embellishing events, a reminder that even early investigators walked a fine line between study and sensationalism. By the 1930s and 40s, the paranormal began entering mainstream media. Newspapers, radio shows, and books brought haunted houses, mediums, and psychic phenomena to a broader audience. Investigators like Hans Holzer, who would later be known as the Dean of Ghost Hunters, traveled across the United States documenting hundreds of hauntings. Holzer combined interviews, séances, and observation with early investigative tools, inspiring the public to believe that ghosts were more than folklore. They were experiences waiting to be recorded. The post-World War II era, from the 1950s through the 1960s, saw paranormal investigation expand into new arenas. The paranormal became intertwined with UFO sightings, poltergeist activity, and psychic phenomena. The infamous Roswell incident of 1947 fueled a fascination with extraterrestrials, while cases like the Bell Witch reminded investigators that haunting phenomena were still very much a part of earthly folklore. Prominent investigators like Ed and Lorraine Warren emerged, documenting cases of hauntings and possession with a mix of religious and investigative expertise. Technology also began playing a role. Early EMF detectors measured electromagnetic fields thought to indicate ghostly presence. Infrared photography captured anomalies invisible to the naked eye, and tape recorders were used to collect EVPs, or electronic voice phenomena. Of course, not every case was genuine. Many UFO sightings and poltergeist claims were later revealed as hoaxes, misunderstandings, or flat exaggerations, emphasizing the need for critical evaluation alongside belief. The 1970s and 1980s marked the birth of modern ghost hunting as we know it today. Investigators began entering haunted locations themselves, using specialized tools and techniques. The Amityville horror case in 1975 captivated the world. The Lutz family reported doors slamming, cold spots, and terrifying apparitions. While later investigations suggested embellishment and media influence, the story cemented the haunted house in popular culture. Across the Atlantic, the Enfield poltergeist in London between 1977 and 1979 drew journalists, photographers, and paranormal researchers to the Hodgson family home, where levitating furniture, flying objects, and strange voices were reported. Skeptics suggested prank activity and media exaggeration, but these events helped define what modern ghost hunting looked like: a mixture of folklore knowledge, hands-on investigation, and evolving technology. Media played a huge role during this era. Books, newspapers, and early documentaries brought hauntings to millions of readers and viewers, often blurring the line between fact and sensationalism. Horror films amplified this fascination. Movies like The Exorcist and The Omen dramatized possession, demonic activity, and haunted spaces, drawing inspiration from real-life investigations. These films terrified audiences while sparking curiosity, convincing many that supernatural phenomena were real and worthy of investigation. The combination of books, media coverage, and cinema created a cultural obsession with ghosts that would endure for decades. By the 1990s and 2000s, television cemented paranormal investigation in popular culture. Shows like Ghost Hunters, Most Haunted, and scariest places on Earth brought investigations into homes worldwide. Iconic locations such as Waverly Hills Sanatorium and Eastern State Penitentiary became hotbeds of televised exploration. Technology advanced rapidly. Digital cameras, motion sensors, temperature probes, and laptops allowed real-time data analysis of visual and auditory anomalies. However, television also introduced dramatization, leading to viral evidence that was often explainable by dust, insects, or clever editing, showing that skepticism remained vital even in the age of mass media. In the 2010s and beyond, social media reshaped ghost hunting entirely. Platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok allowed investigators to live stream hunts, share EVP recordings, and post ghostly images instantly to global audiences. Online communities formed where enthusiasts could analyze evidence, discuss theories, and even collaborate across continents. This connectivity democratized paranormal investigation, making it interactive, immediate, and accessible. But with that exposure came new challenges: staged videos, viral hoaxes, and manipulated images could spread as quickly as genuine evidence, reinforcing the need for critical thinking alongside curiosity. At the same time, the ghost tour industry exploded in popularity. Historic cities and haunted locations, from New Orleans to Boston, began offering professional tours blending history, storytelling, and thrills. Some tours remained family-friendly, while others offered immersive, high-tech experiences with night vision cameras, EVP recording sessions, and sometimes theatrical reenactments. Ghost tours allowed participants to experience the unknown firsthand, proving that fascination with the paranormal extends beyond passive observation. It's an interactive cultural phenomenon. Similarly, paranormal conferences and events have become a cornerstone of the community. From large conventions like the Haunted America Conference to smaller regional gatherings, these events bring enthusiasts, researchers, and celebrity investigators together. Participants attend workshops on EVP analysis, historical hauntings, and investigative techniques, and sometimes even join live investigations. These conferences foster education, networking, and collaboration, legitimizing ghost hunting as both a hobby and a field of study, while strengthening the sense of community among paranormal enthusiasts. From Victorian séances and spirit photography to high-tech ghost hunts, social media investigation, immersive ghost tours, and global conferences, paranormal investigation has evolved dramatically over the past 2 centuries. It's a story of human curiosity, ingenuity, fear, and wonder, a desire to confront the unknown, whether through science, folklore, or storytelling. And despite centuries of study, cameras, sensors, and digital analysis, the ultimate question remains: are we truly alone? Or is there something just beyond our perception waiting to be found? And there you have it. A full tour through the strange, spooky, and sometimes downright hysterical world of ghost hunting. From Victorian seances to modern-day night vision, one thing is clear: humanity has always had a soft spot in its heart for things that go bump in the night, and an even softer spot for trying to document them. So if you're someone who enjoys ghost stories but still doesn't want to dangle one foot off the bed at night, thanks for following along. And if something creaks in your house later, just tell yourself it's historically significant activity, because sometimes that helps. If you enjoy deep dives into paranormal cases, subscribe here for more true stories of hauntings, the supernatural, and unexplained phenomena. And in the meantime, remember, stay spooky.